Yo, what's up, Kair? Can you hear me? How's it going? Mic check, mic check.
Are you able to hear me? Did I connect it?
Yeah, I can hear you right now. Actually, oh, over here. Let me just put in my headphones real quick. How's your day going?
My day's going all right.
Just flowing?
Yeah.
Cool. There we go. Yeah. Do you mind if I start us off with like a little breathing, some breathing, and just like clearing some energy, and then we can get into the session?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So if you want to go ahead and just relax into your body. I think today what I'm going to really help focus on is just continuing to anchor into your body. And so what I want you to become aware of is just how your shirt feels against your skin. So just start to notice how your shirt feels against your skin. Against your arms. Against your shoulders. Start to notice your pants or your shorts. Just notice how it feels against your legs. Notice how it feels against your waist. Just becoming aware. I want you to become aware of how it feels against your skin, just like whatever you're sitting on. Bringing your awareness to your feet, how your feet feel just against the floor. Noticing the subtle pressure. Okay, now what I want you to do is just put one of your hands on your stomach. And we're going to do a simple breathing technique. And essentially, what we're going to do is we're just going to breathe in through the nose and we're going to fill up our stomach. And then we're going to breathe out through the mouth through an exhale, long exhale. And then we're going to hold our breath for about 5 seconds. And I'll kind of just guide us through all of it. So go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling, long exhale. Hold your breath. Keeping your awareness in your body, keeping at the stomach. You're holding, and breathing in. Long exhale. Now hold your breath. And the next exhale or inhale that you have, just making sure that it's just going to your stomach. So inhaling into your stomach. Exhale for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath. Bringing your awareness to your stomach. Breathing in through the nose, just filling up the stomach. Exhaling for 5 seconds, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding your breath. Pulling that awareness into your stomach. Breathing into the stomach. Exhaling for 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding your breath. Just noticing how we're getting lighter. And then again, breathing in through your nose, just into the stomach. Once it fills up, breathing out for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Just holding your breath. Bringing your awareness into your stomach again. Continuing to anchor it there. And just breathing into the stomach. Breathing out. Holding your breath. Holding, holding, holding. We'll do a couple more, just breathing into your stomach. 5-second exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding your breath. Bringing that awareness into the stomach. And then again, breathing into the stomach, breathing in. And breathing out. Holding your breath. Hold it a little bit longer. Just keep holding it, holding it. Holding it a little longer and breathing into the stomach. 5-second exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding it. And the next inhale, you're just going to go into normal breaths. So inhaling. Whatever feels good to you, just breathing. And we're just going to do a little setting an intention. So when you start inhaling, what I want you to say is, what's mine is mine. And then when you exhale, I want you to say, what's yours is yours. So go ahead. When you inhale, just say, what's mine is mine. Inhaling.
Mine.
What's yours is yours. Exhaling. Mine is mine. Inhaling. What's yours is yours, exhaling. What's mine is mine, inhaling. What's yours is yours, exhaling. What's mine is mine, inhaling. What's yours is yours, exhaling. What's mine is mine, inhaling. What's yours is yours, exhaling. Noticing our body get lighter. What's mine is mine, inhaling. What's yours is yours, exhaling. Do a couple more. What's mine is mine, inhaling. What's yours is yours, exhaling. Mine is mine, inhaling. What's yours is yours, exhaling. What's mine is mine, inhaling. What's yours is yours, exhaling. Three more. What's mine is mine. What's yours is yours. What's mine is mine. What's yours is yours. What's mine is mine. What's yours is yours. And just taking a second, keeping your eyes closed. I want you to just kind of take a second to notice your body, see how it feels compared to how it did before. Just being present with the body right now. And whenever you're ready, you can just open your eyes. How you feel?
I guess clearer and lighter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm recording this and I still need to send the other video for you and post it. But also like anything you want to like just go back and see in this, you're going to be able to go back and see. So if you ever like want to use those simple breathing techniques, like the breath is to me is just so powerful. It like brings us back into the moment, and just adding a simple intention like that, like it, for me, it just kind of gets rid of all the energy that I've taken on from other people. And I just kind of like recall my energy back to myself. Just so I can have a little bit of a more clear channel. Because like if our channel isn't clear, the only work we can do is on ourselves. You know what I mean? So just a little something simple. I want to get right into the masculine and feminine portion of this. So if you wanted to, I don't want to go on too many side notes. If we start going on side notes, I'm just going to bring us back. I'm just kind of setting the intention for this, because my intention is just to go deep, like whatever is in the body, like I want to visit what's in the body. So I'm just kind of setting that intention here. Like there's nothing wrong with going into these different side tangents because I think it needs to be expressed. But I just want to create the container right now to like dive into the body. Like I really want to speak to the body. So if you want to go ahead, you can go ahead and just put your left hand over your left eye, kind of like we did last time. And so with your right eye open, actually, you know what? I'm feeling called to actually start the other way. Put your right hand on your right eye. Okay, so with your left eye open, I want you to feel the left side of your body. So just start to get in tune with your left side. Become aware of the left side of your body, your left leg, your left arm. And I want you to just take one breath. And when you take this breath in, I want you to bring it to the left side of your body. So it's like you're breathing into the left side. So take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then just go ahead and say, feminine energy, I now connect to you.
Feminine energy, I now connect to you.
And say, feminine energy, how are you currently feeling?
Feminine energy, how are you currently feeling?
Just feeling into the body.
I feel like a softness type of energy, and I feel tension in my left shoulder blade area.
Okay, say, feminine energy, thank you for communicating.
Feminine energy, thank you for communicating.
And then say, feminine energy, how else are you feeling?
Feminine energy, how else are you feeling? Like a inner stillness, has no words, like a calmness type of vibe.
Yeah. So your feminine just feels like really calm, like is peaceful the right word, or is just more like empty?
Yeah, peaceful.
Okay. Okay, say feminine energy, thank you for letting me know that.
Feminine energy, thank you for letting me know that.
And then say, feminine energy, what emotions are present with you?
Feminine energy, what emotions are present?
Allowing whatever wants to rise.
It says like anxiety or discomfort in the body.
Yeah. Okay. Just say feminine energy. What other emotions are present underneath the surface?
Feminine energy, what other emotions are present beneath the surface? Anger, I guess being disconnected, um, being cut off in some ways. I'm unsure, but it's cut off, and it's not it's not fully connected.
Yeah. Just say feminine energy, thank you.
Feminine energy, thank you.
And say feminine energy, can you show me how how you're disconnected?
Feminine energy, can you show me how you're disconnected?
Just kind of organically let it come through.
the inner child.
Mhm. Say feminine energy, what part of the inner child is keeping it disconnected?
Feminine energy, what part of the inner child is keeping it disconnected? The connection, I guess, with the mother figure.
Hmm. Hmm. Say feminine energy, thank you for letting me know that.
Feminine energy, thank you for letting me know that.
And then just say feminine energy, is there any context that you want to give me around that?
Feminine energy, is there any context you'd like to give me around that? Here in this world, uh, the mother has been programmed in connecting to the child in unnatural ways. There's an unnatural connection. From birth, normally mothers are having intuitive connection. They make an in spirit connection when they're in tune to thyself. When they're not in tune to thyself, they're making a connection from the ego, from the disconnected self. The
Mm-hmm.
self is disconnected, making a disconnection. If self is the source and self is disconnected, then from the beginning, as it lays down the foundation, its setting is off.
Mm-hmm. Say feminine energy, how can I restore this connection?
Feminine energy, how can I restore this connection?
Specifically in self, how can I restore this connection in self?
To disconnect the mind and fully trust in spirit, as I once did before the programming of the land.
Mm-hmm. Just say feminine energy, thank you for letting me know all that.
Feminine energy, thank you for letting me know all that.
And just say feminine energy, what's your name?
Feminine energy, what's your name? The feminine is Sunny and the masculine is Kayor.
Okay, and then just say feminine energy, what relationship do you have with your masculine? Like what's the relationship like?
Feminine energy, what's the relationship like with the masculine? Imbalanced, distorted, confused.
Just say feminine energy, what is the confusion?
Feminine energy, what is the confusion? If there's a feminine side that has its own consciousness in a sense, and then there's a masculine side that has its own consciousness, then which is the correct one? Is there a correct one? And how to view both as one when both operate differently, both perceive differently, both sense differently. How to see the complete opposites as one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is like solving the whole entire duality of life. um, the way I'll just offer my own personal perspective, and you can kind of like digest it in the way that you need to, and like run it through your own self. Um, I don't see either of them as right or wrong. I just see in different seasons when one of them will need to come out and the other will need to, it's like one of them will lead and one of them will follow. And so they're always going to be
This
flipping.
game of one leading, one following, that does not make any sense to me. I can't both lead.
They are, well, this is the way that at least my own personal lens has seen it. They're both the same. They're just two different ends of the same stick. And so when you have one stick and one part of that stick is on the ground and one is pointing towards the sky,
First of all,
what was that?
it was cutting off whatever you were saying.
Oh, now intending for the Wi-Fi signal to strengthen. Now intending for the Wi-Fi signal to strengthen. Can you hear me right now? Can you hear me? Testing, testing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. The way that I see it is just, it's the same stick. There's just at the both ends of the stick, there's the masculine and feminine. And so they have these different textures to them, but like they're the same thing.
This word, I guess, masculine, feminine, for me, in my being, in my mind, psyche, energy field, if for some reason that terminology, it doesn't click, and that terminology creates some sort of division, like that phrase in and of itself to me is there's some type of separation in that phrase of labeling it as masculine and feminine. It's not the masculine and feminine, those words does not flow, like it's not
Well, it's because they're spells.
that
It,
makes
it's
sense.
it's
So for
because
me to connect to the spell language, it's not, I'm not identifying with it. When people are using the words that have spells casted on them, when those words are spoken to me, no matter what terminology they're trying to uh, reflect that word as, it doesn't resonate when it's spell binding.
yeah. Well, this is the okay. So this is the way that I also see it is like it's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone to come into knowing self deeper, but like you get to a point where it's like you're getting to know it deeper, but like you're still split. And so I'm getting to know these two aspects of self, which are actually just one. It's just like it's just the spell that's making them seem as two. And so if we get caught up in the spell and the words, we continue to see it as two. And so it's kind of like this balance. It's like a true master doesn't get stuck in any plane of consciousness. It can play in all planes of consciousness, but it doesn't mean that it's going to get stuck there. And so for me, like these are just methods and vehicles to explore different areas where possible shadows need to have the light shined on them to integrate into self. But like once that happens, like we can let go of the method. We can let go of the vehicle which helped us got us there. And so that's the way that I use these methods. And I like, and actually this is a great example. Like I need to explain these things more because when we're exploring these things, like it's not going to resonate with everyone. So if I can give this perspective, like it helps. For me, it's like it's about playing, right? Like what would a child do? A child is completely open to all things, and it just kind of explores, and it like returns to this innocence of like of complete openness, which is kind of the consciousness that you're at, right? Like your being doesn't really resonate with these spellbinding words because you're such an ancient soul that you understand that like it's spirit. Like you're continuing to go back to spirit, and that's like the highest level of consciousness that there is, right? Does that make sense? I'm trying to just like bridge and integrate right now. I'm trying to just kind of like bridge them for you so that your being can like play within that plane of consciousness, which is lower than what you're used to, but it's allowing you to kind of play in it to see if there's anything present there. And then once you're done playing, you can like let go of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How does that like resonate when I say that?
The way you're explaining, it's making sense.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you want to continue? Does that feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's ask your feminine energy again. So if you want to put your right hand over your right eye. And then your left, just become aware of the left side again. And then say, feminine energy, what is it that you need?
Feminine energy, what is it that you need? I need to trust in that subtleness. The feminine expresses in the most subtle way, and sometimes I doubt it. It's like, how come you can't speak any louder? Like, why does it express in the softness and not with like an authoritative way, or the masculine has an expectation of how the feminine should connect. And then in that expectation, there's the disconnection that's being created because being one way and the other is demanding for it to be fully embraced in the totality of it as the totality it is. And the other side, I guess, it just seeks to connect to parts, and just the part that feels good and the part that doesn't feel good to like ignore it, not give it any attention, to give it the blind eye in a sense, and just connect in in a controlled based way. In a controlled based way, it's I guess tangible for the mind. So the masculine one's tangible and the feminine is non-tangible. And then sometimes for the masculine, it's hard to trust the feminine, the non-tangible, because that's, the that is the self that's like the masculine's hard and the feminine soft, and sometimes the masculine expects the feminine to be masculine, and the feminine is like, no, I'm not that. Like this is how I present myself. This is how I come off. This is how I express, and it just wants to be embraced as is, not the way the mind is creating how it should be, or how it thinks, or how it's been told, or how the spell's been creating the cycles that we've been trapped into. That is not the way. We haven't fully accepted our own self, that we're not able to accept the other fully.
Does that like give you context? Is that like helpful?
Not to my mind, but the being, yes. It's for me to embrace I am, trust I am. I need not second guess I am. The second guessing comes from the mind, and the mind's way does not rule me. What makes me second guess in this world is I am all spirit. I know spirit. Spirit is my connection. But here in the world, they're like, spirit's the wrong way. That is, connect this way, connect this way, connect this way. So then I come down here and it's like, oh, maybe I'm connecting the wrong way. Maybe my way is not the right way. My way is the only way I know. And in my being and reality, I'm in conflict with my truth, because my truth doesn't align with this reality external of me. So then it's like, what truth do I live? Do I put on a mask and, present my truth the way the limited self wants me to? Or do I just unleash, just flow as I am, as I come, as I be, setting the mind free and allowing spirit to completely flow? For me, people have told me that it's not good to be too much spirit, that's not being grounded, or that's ungrounded. In me listening to what other people tell me what spirit is and what spirit is not, and then me going by other people's opinion of what they think spirit is, that's what fucks me up. I need to just stay connected to my own definition of spirit, of my own understanding of spirit. I can't go by other people's definition of spirit and what that is of connecting to spirit. Everybody's going to be like, I know how to connect to spirit. My way is the right way. That's true for them. But here in this world, it really gets to our mind. Like, hey, maybe this person may know a different way to connect to spirit that I don't already know. So let me try this technique, and it further disconnects us from our own natural way. From birth, we have our own natural flow. And here in the world, there's some type of spell programming that makes us second guess ourself, makes us second guess our masculine, feminine, inner child, our own nature, our own self. That second guessing, I no longer participate or sponsor or invest my time, energy, awareness, being, or presence in. So in me having these sessions with you, it was to create a space for my awareness to cultivate the level of expression it's able to manifest into reality. There aren't many bodies that bring awareness to existence. There aren't many bodies expressing to awareness directly. And And in cultivating spaces to connect to awareness and speak to that awareness directly, that in and of itself creates a wholeness space for the whole self. So here in our daily life, mind, body, heart, soul, spirit, masculine, feminine, whole self of all that is that we are, we need to constantly flow and to be in our flow, whatever that is. There's nobody on this planet that's going to understand our flow. I realize in life many times when I'm in my flow and going hard at it, people are telling me that it's like too much or this or that. And I can't get caught up in that type of spellbinding information, for that's not my truth. And when I go against my truth, I'm the one that's creating duality in me and separation in me. And then I get mad at myself. It's like, what the fuck was I thinking that I believed into this? And then I start beating myself up and I go into the programming of self-sabotage. That is the program, that's the spellbinding programming of the world that I'm ready to break free from, for the masculine within me, for the feminine within me, for the inner child within me. I am the world unto myself. So I, as the world, and I, as a representative of the masculine and the feminine that exists within me, I call forth to all the distortions and illusions and masquerading false information that is operating in my psyche, in my mental, in my emotional, in my spiritual, in any level of my energetic field of my consciousness, unconsciousness, subconsciousness. I create a space for spirit I am to flow through, as spirit is what I know to be true. So I must stick true to my truth, for my truth is my reality that I'm creating into existence. The piece of truth that divine planted in me is the seeds that I'm planting into existence as I express these words. Divine is planting seeds for consciousness of I am. And the consciousness of I am that is connected to you is resonating with these frequencies, with these light codes, with these activation, with this transmission in us holding space for self, for as we truly seek both individually to truly connect to self in the most authentic, genuine, wholehearted, direct way that we can unto our own self, so as two or more gather who have the same intention unto their own self, we are creating a whole new space in the collective reality for the collective I am. We are creating these videos for the collective I am. This is like a time capsule for that self that is in anywhere it is. Where it is, it's where it needs to be. All the programming that was given to the mind, I create the space for my heart to shine a light through all the programming to illuminate the light in all of our consciousness from birth to present. From birth to present, I'm the one to bring the light forward in ways that I've never seen anybody present to my body before. So I do it through word. Word, the language that anybody can hear. Everybody, no matter what their belief system is, divine, can channel through word. No matter you believe in God, you believe in the devil, I don't care what name you go by. I connect from the true source of the inner I am, that is the same I am within you. And that I am is the I am that's paving the way for all of us, for all of ourselves, for all of our I ams in an all new way. We're paving the way for all the beings who got stuck, for all of our ancestors that couldn't make it this far. We're paving the way for the people who lost hope, for the people who gave up, for the people that were like pointless, that that the other side is gonna win. No, there is no winning, there is no losing, there's just isness. This terminology that the world has given us of winning, of losing, that's all nonsense. That's all trickery. We can't win a game and we can't lose a game. It's all made up. How can we win when the idea of winning is made up? And how can we lose when the idea of losing is made up? The whole game was made up, and they created a very clever game when we were kids. Like, we were bored out of our minds. Like, we were so bored that the game had to be intricate, the game had to be complex, the game had to be creative, the game had to create live on the spot, it had to be interactive for us to play this game. Otherwise we wouldn't be here entertaining ourselves in it. We found entertainment in it, and now we're changing the perception of what entertainment actually is. There's all kinds of entertainment, and all those entertainments that we engage in no longer align. So we see now the true entertainment is entertaining spirit in body, entertaining body in ways it never had spirit flow through it. That is the game, to open up ourselves so the light of I am can flow through it. The more we open up ourselves, the more we flow within our own self. Deeper and deeper we go down the rabbit hole, but there is no rabbit hole. A lot of terminologies and labels that we've been given, that's part of the game, and those words and various things are designed to trigger us, to get us stuck in the game, and we're breaking through the game, free from it, as our awareness is opening up, as our awareness is expanding and returning to our own self, as I feel my own self in the way that I can. I never felt myself in this way before, in this dimension, in this plane, in this reality. I never came across a body that can express and articulate awareness directly to the body, for the body to hear, for the body to digest, for the body to receive. The game we're playing is, connecting the body to spirit, connecting the mind to spirit, connecting the heart to spirit, connecting the physical I am to spirit. The pain, the hurt, the craziness we feel is the disconnection between spirit and body. Wherever there's disconnection in us is where we're still gonna feel upset, angry, whatever, etc. And as we connect the disconnection, we will feel peace, because there will be flow where there was no flow.
Mm-hmm.
So in holding spaces like this, we're creating a space to return flow, because there's parts of us that's disconnected. So the disconnection just means there's parts of us that's not flowing, and we're returning the flow to where it, it got stuck, where it got blocked, where it got, confused, that self thought it's not allowed to flow and that it had to flow another way. It thought it had to be something else. So bringing awareness to that self, you are you. What's yours is yours. What's mine is mine. That's it.
You just brought it full circle. I was going to say as well, I think this is the importance of creating safe space. Because when you create safe space for another self and for self, I mean, you have to create a safe space for self first to be able to create the space for other self to explore. And through that exploration and through our own personal journey, whatever that means, we come to find the whole self. And so it's beautiful that we all are walking each other home to self and to the I am presence. Because as you said, the I am presence that is in me is the I am presence that is within you. And so we go on this journey because there's not really any journey. Like, we're not going anywhere. That's the funniest part. Like, we're not going anywhere. It just all is. And so they've created this complex game where they're putting these two, they've like split the same thing and split it into two and put it against each other so that there can be this like continuous illusion. Like, this is what the Maya is. It's like this continuous illusion of like going against each other when really it's about integration. It's about integrating. It's about integrating all these things together. And so the way to do that from this body's perspective is like through safe space. Because without safe space, there is no return. Because it's like, if there's no safety, there's always a cage. There's always some kind of cage because we don't feel safe enough to move out of the limitations that have been given to us and that we've accepted. And so through safety is at least a method or a way. I don't think it's the only way. I think all paths lead home, all paths lead to wholeness. But there is journeys and things we have to take from and learn from to unwind the limitations that have been given to us. And so behind all that though, like, here we are. Behind the Maya, behind the game, like, here we are together. Always.
Word. And that in the sacred space we create, that is where we feel a connection that we're truly seeking. The connection that we seek in the external world is that safe space, to feel it everywhere we go, to feel that safe space everywhere the body is, because there should be no location of this earth that we don't feel safe. I mean, that we feel unsafe. There should be no place on earth that we feel unsafe. That shouldn't be a thing at all. Mm-hmm. Even if we go to the projects, wherever we go on this earth, no matter where, there should be no place on earth that we feel unsafe, not even mentally, not emotionally, not physically, not spiritually, not energetically, not in our heart, not in any area, not in the masculine, not in the feminine, not in the inner child, nowhere in the body. No cell should feel that is not what we're here to support anymore. We're here to support, the safety of all cells, the safety for masculine, the safety for feminine, the safety for inner child, the safety for the mind, the safety for the body, the safety for the heart, the safety for the self. Self never felt safe, so creating a space of safety in ways it never had, in ways it never imagined, in ways it never seen, in ways it never touched, in ways no body outside of its body has ever held before, manifesting space directly from consciousness itself, manifesting space directly from awareness itself into existence, paving the way from the inner I am into existence, creating the space for my heart and soul for all I ams, for I understand how necessary and mandatory it is to create this on a constant daily, day-to-day basis. It's creating the space, this safe space for the collective I am. There should be no I am, and that we come across in physical person to person that we feel unsafe, whether the person's a murderer, rapist, whatever it may be. There should be no being that enters our presence that we should feel unsafe. For if we are divinity and we are all that is, there should be no area on earth or in person that we should feel unsafe. That is not our truth. That is not our identity. That is not our, our reality. That is not the truth of how we should be living anyway. We shouldn't be feeling unsafe in any way. And the programming of unsafe, I'm ready to dismantle it. I'm ready to obliterate it. I'm ready to destroy it, to recreate it, to be renewed, because that programming is no longer clicking. And that which is not clicking, I'm here to reinvent, to recreate, to recycle, to rebirth. Since energy can't be destroyed, it can only be recreated. So we're here to recreate all the energies of the past. We're here to recreate all the energies of the mind. We're here to recreate all the energies of the masculine, of the feminine, of the inner child, of sexuality, of spirituality, of divinity, of physicality. We're here to recreate everything, all that is in all new ways. Every single memory that we have in our being that's traumatic, we're here to recreate. Everything that's causing pain, we're here to recreate. Everything that's causing trauma, sadness, that's inflicting us in any way, shape, or form, we're here to recreate. We are the ones renewing ourselves as we recreate. As we recreate, we're going through it in a whole new way. So we need to be conscious, mindful, fully aware, fully present of what we're going through, how we're going through it, because we are the ones who are creating these cycles, and we are the ones who can end these cycles. And we need to become as conscious as we can be of everything, as conscious as we can be of our awareness of how it's reacting, of how it's responding, how our mind is reacting, how our mind is responding, how our body is reacting, how our body is responding. Each area of self is each reacting and responding, and is still reacting and responding to old programming, old cycles, old triggers, the old ways of the world. That self is the one that needs to be renewed. That self needs to be recreated. It needs to be told something else to do, because it's running on an old programming, and it needs direction. It needs to be told, like, hey, like, you're in the safe space. You can create differently. There's bodies here on earth that physically need to be told, you are in a sacred space. Otherwise, they don't know it. We need to physically hear these words. People physically need to hear the word, because hearing the word really makes a difference. Reading the word is not the same. It doesn't connect to you the same. And two bodies gathered and the word being spoken and heard, it reaches you completely different than reading words on the screen or reading words on a paper. It's different connection of source connecting to you. when you connect through word or through paper, I mean, through digital or paper, it's a different connection compared to hearing it live, from person to person, from soul to soul. It's a different connection compared to book to person, or phone to person. It's a different connection. Even though we're on phone or computer, whatever, and we're using this medium, it's still it's a different connection, soul to soul, connecting present, live in the now. And then whoever's listening to this video or watching it here and now, from my heart and soul to the I ams that I am. From my heart and soul, I send pure love and light language frequencies in all new ways to every single cell within you, in the way that aligns with your DNA, with divine within you. In every way that divine within you can channel to you through these words, I, Keyur Patel, create that space in this physical third dimensional plane as I express these words for divine I am source intelligence to channel through my physical vessel to your physical vessel in the way that resonates with you, in the way that aligns with you, in the way that serves, supports, and uplifts you, in the way that creates a sacred space for the entirety of your totality, for the totality of your individuality in this collective reality, creating a wholeness space for that self, for that I am, for the mind, for the body, for the heart, for the soul, for the masculine, for the feminine, for the inner child, for all that is, that each being is, that each body is, creating a wholeness space for all selves and all I ams, in all the way that divine source intelligence can create soul for each being uniquely. So be it.
So be it. That's actually it right there. Is what came to mind is we have to create the space for people to experience it, because the I am presence also, although it can be expressed through word, it also has to be experienced in body. And one of the ways to do that is to create that like a sacred space like this, safe space like this, where whatever is needing to be expressed can be expressed. So it gets integrated into body. So therefore another body can receive the words in the frequencies that are coming through. Because when the frequencies are coming through and it's just like pure flow, there's no judgment of self. There's no, the first cardinal sin, which to me just means separation from spirit, separation from God. When there's no judgment, there's no like self-reflection, there's no, the word judgment just comes through. When there's no judgment and needing to judge what we're saying, that's when pure spirit can come through. And when people experience pure spirit, they're able to understand it in their body and their mind and their self and how they experience it. And so I think that's just what continues to come up from me is safe space. Like that's all I hear is safe space, safe space. How can we create the safe space within self to create it with all self? Because if we don't create it within self first, we can't deliver that and bring that to other people. And so if we are wanting to express in the way that our body needs to express, we also need to allow others to express in the way that their body needs to express. And when we can hold that space for that person, it's almost like the phrase, like seek to understand before you seek to be understood. Because in empathy and meeting people where they're at on their journey, because that's just in mind, but wherever they're at in their journey, it allows us to create a space for both self. And when we can create a space for both self, it's almost like all those minds and spells kind of just fade away, because like that's just show. Like words are just birds, like you know what I mean? So when we can just meet someone in spirit, wherever they're at on their journey, wherever their mind is stuck, and open that safe space for them, it also allows it to be reciprocated for self. And so the name of the game is safety. How can we meet people and have empathy for where they're stuck? Because that's, to me, that's also what Christ is meeting people in their suffering, meeting people in where their mind is stuck, to create a space for them where they can come up and breathe. And when they come up and breathe and they taste life, when they taste spirit, they're able to experience that within self, but they aren't able to experience that within self in their everyday life because they don't have any space to reflect that. They don't have that kind of mirror. And so that's the beautiful work that your body does, and the way that it comes through that body is like it's like pure awareness of like the I am presence, and like people haven't fully experienced that. So that's almost like your individual work is like to have people experience that in the unique way that you express it.
Makes sense. When I am in the pureness of I am, and that I am speaks to anybody's body, whoever it speaks to, it speaks directly to that person. And when I was going hard at it and like doing that, when I spoke to people, like they told me straight up, it was like God talking to them directly, and they never experienced anybody talk to them in that way ever in their life. And some people scare the shit out of it because, you know, to have someone talk to you that directly and that openly and know everything and speak on that, not many are ready for that level of direct expression, like full on awareness. And to have awareness fully blasted on you, you know, that's why they say the truth hurts. Like, you know, are you ready to really expose yourself to that which has been binding you and restricting you and confining you and limiting you and like triggering you and upsetting you? In exposing it is one thing, and admitting that you have it is another thing, and to feel it is another thing. And you have to feel it, like to like point it out is one step. Like, oh, I see you over there, and then to acknowledge it, like, oh, maybe this is mine. Maybe I'm the co-creator, or I'm solely responsible for it, and to accept it, to take responsibility, to acknowledge it, and then to feel it. Man, that's a whole nother. I don't know if people are ready to feel it, because even I embody here on earth half the shit I felt, man. It was hella intense. The level of intensity is out of the charts. So that's like, and in the sense, it's like if someone's a drug addict, the withdrawal that they're gonna go through is gonna be hella intense. Do you have the willpower within you to get through that, to go through that, to endure it, to be patient with yourself, to be loving with yourself, to be supporting of yourself, to, you know, to be your best friend when the world, when your ego, when your mind is trying to break you and make you an enemy unto yourself.
It's almost like the picture that I got when you're saying that. You know, like little kids when they're going on like the monkey gym or whatever you call it, they're like It's like one hand is pulling here and the other hand is pulling here. It's like, well, in order to go like forward, because there's no direction, but like just to conceptualize it, it's like in order to go like forward, like you have to let go of the other rung to be able to bring it to the next rung. And that takes trust. And so like it's really about, I think this is why I also talk about stepping stones, because like that's like the Zen path where it's like people are like letting go of the mind completely. It's like a steep hill. And there's a lot of people that aren't necessarily are ready for that. And so it's like we have to tune into self and see what self is willing to move forward with, and continuing to challenge self to let go of our pathologies and our narcissism and the ways that we keep ourselves stuck. But I thought it was just funny because it's a really good example of that is like the little rung. It's like moving from this rung, but you got to let go of this rung. You got to let go of this method and this model to like to go to the next stepping stone. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's an interesting game because we're all on different parts of it too, which makes it even more interesting. So yeah, that was a good analogy. How you feeling right now? You feel complete or?
Yeah, my mind is blank. I still like to hear your light language.
Yeah. Here. Let me see if I can get into a genuine heart space. It's kind of, sometimes I kind of like sing it. So let me just tune in really quick. Open up. Emma Shanaki Aranaya Waya Shanatia Waya Ishwa Ewanati Kiamarana Shiwaye Kia Emma Shanatia Mayarana Waye Mashia Emati Kiarana Shawanati Awasha Kiamoa Eshana Kiaramovaya Yeshua Enati Kiaramoa Ena Shanati Kiamarana Waya Anashirana Kovea Emashiti Kiaranata Vova Matiki Shanato Kovaba Enati Korona Shanateka Shanati Kiamakova Shantaka Eshanati Morono Tekiashanate Eshanati Kiamukova Yashanatokova Yete Kiashana Vovopukiashan Ete Kiaranatova Vokopukaya Shanati Kiamashana Enakama Shanati Kiamashiti Kiarana Vaki Ukorona Pikiashanata Enashanti Kiranato Emma Kiamashanatia Eshua Emati Kiaranata Vomaya Yeshua Emati Kiamarana Haya Yeshua Emati Kiamarana Haya Vonati Shana Votiva. Have you ever spoken in tongues before, brother?
Um, not that I can recall,
Does your body
but
feel
thank you for
easy?
doing that. And it was really nice to listen to. And what I got is that the body needs more spirit language. It needs more spirit-filled words, spirit-filled thoughts, spirit-filled messages, whatever is filled with spirit to listen to that. And I'm sure, like, if you go on YouTube, there's the ones that are spirit-filled, like you can feel it. Like sometimes I used to watch there's a show, I think like uh America's Got Talent or something, but the people who genuinely sing from their heart and soul, you can feel that. Like
Mm-hmm.
it makes you tear. It brings tears to your eyes. That's the real shit. That's spirit right there. Need to listen to more like things like that. Need to watch more things like that. Our body in this dimension, it needs more spirit. Here on in the external is it's not enough spirit. You don't see it in your daily reality. You don't see it in the external. I mean, there's like groups of it. There's like yoga. That's great, but it's not spirit filled. If it's spirit filled, you'll know. And here in the world, there's a lot of mindless shit. I can't support that anymore. I'm bringing awareness that I see for my own self, my own being and body, that I genuinely just need more spirit filled conversation, more spirit filled spaces, more spirit filled connections, creating this spirit filled intention, space, awareness, presence, beingness. This in itself, the body doesn't have, and it feels good for the body. So why not create more of that? Why not cultivate that? Why not invest in that and see what outcome can come from this and building this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what comes to me when you say that is we're surrounded by a world of fake and a world of it's filled with spirit, it's filled with like energy, but it's not like living spirit. So filling ourselves with like that genuineness and that authenticity and that realness and coming from like the heart space and continuing to fill ourselves with that is like whatever we fill ourselves with, whatever frequencies we fill ourselves with and energy we fill ourselves with, like that's what we become. So it's like we need to continue to fill ourselves with living spirit, because in consuming that, we restore the parts of us that have forgotten that. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, brother. I'm going to be definitely putting more intention on consuming that.
We're consuming 24/7, whether we realize it or not. And now is time we need to become mindful of it, like in every way possible, completely. It's whatever that is, it's needed. I don't know what it is. I haven't fully accessed it, but that space in and of itself, it legitly makes a difference for my being. Body is a part. So it's making a difference for my being in the wholeness of it. And that's the space I'm gonna invest in. That's the space I'm gonna further put my time in it, my attention in it, my intention in it, my awareness in it, my focus in it. Like whatever focus is, that's some type of real shit. Whatever attention is, that's some real thing. And we put a lot of attention, intention, focus on death in a sense. The world is death. So we give in there on dead giving shit, and it's not the same. And the more we give to life giving, we feel energized, we feel revived, we feel rejuvenated when we're giving the life giving word, or speaking life in and through word. It's not really through word. The word is merely the medium. I'm speaking life through my being. My being is bringing life to the word. It is I who's energizing the word with my heart, with my soul, with my consciousness. Wow. The word is merely a tool, and I'm using the tool to speak life to you, to channel life to you, for you to experience life however that aligns for you, however that resonates. I have no intention or agenda on how the life-giving spirit should connect to you. I don't know how it should connect to you. I have no idea on that. Only creator source intelligence knows. But what I do know is whatever that is, that it needs to connect to you. So here and now, through my conscious awareness, I create the space through my physical words for that source intelligence to connect to you however you need right here and now, as you hear live, direct.
Amen. I was gonna say, I do have to actually get going right now. I have another call set up, and I want to make sure that I get this posted because there's some amazing things I want to just reconsume by watching this. So I want to just let you know, brother, this is always open. Like I said, like we can always continue to jump on calls like this because creating spaces like this are needed. So I just want to set that intention.
Thanks for creating space, holding space, and helping us co-create this space into existence in all new ways. I'm grateful that our consciousness and souls has aligned in working on this new project.
Mm-hmm. Amen. All right, brother. Well, I'm going to go post this right now, and we'll stay connected.
All right, man. Have a blessed day, and thanks for the safe space.
Always. All right, brother. Peace out.
Peace.